Everybody can see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, right.
Okay. So agenda for this call is first looking back a bit on what happened over the past 2 months. Then demonstrate what we can deliver with the sixth release, and then also look a bit further on what's coming up on the roadmap. So looking back a few months back, we did a road mapping session, first internally in frePPLe, within frePPLe the team, and then afterwards we had a long series of customer interviews to get your feedback on frePPLe, to get your issues, concerns, wish list of features, and also to get to share with you our roadmap vision and get your input on that. So the key areas that we had identified on our roadmap is to improve frePPLe in the areas that are listed here. First of all is a collaboration, so making sure that the planner can easily communicate with other people in the company from within frePPLe. The second area was execution, so making it also possible to kind of track progress and actual activities in the plan. Currently, we left that for the most part to the ERP system, but now simple execution tasks and simple tracking of progress we want to be able to do in frePPLe. Same with reporting. We wanted to enhance the capabilities of frePPLe to build custom reports and to extract the data and show the data that you want to see. And another area was then the onboarding and usability, where we wanted to improve the application. So that was the results of the exercise that we did a few months back. And now with the sixth release, we can have like a first kind of checkpoint where we can share with you how we have made progress on each of these areas, and then and take it then from there. So in the sixth release, we have a number of new functionalities. We now have the calendar view and the Kanban view, which we already shared in the roadmap sessions. I'll show them each of these in more detail later on. I'll first go through the list here. We've also spent quite a bit of time on reworking the audit log, the commenting capabilities, and the notification capabilities from frePPLe. The reporting capabilities I kind of show also. And then we also have worked on, in sixth, we have worked on the get started screens for new users. If you're an existing customer, that's probably not very new and exciting for you. But for people that are just signing up on our cloud version for a trial version, that's very important to get them started very quickly and very easily. So after this, I'll quickly then move the bulk of the presentation here will then be demoing each of these capabilities. But before that, I wanted to give you a peek preview on next releases, what's coming up. So the work that we did on Kanban and calendar views and notifications is a first version, a first working version. But we see that there's still plenty of things that we need to enhance and extend further. So with sixth release, we're definitely not at the end point of this Kanbans and calendar views. Another area is then the displaying actuals and plan history. So displaying historical data in the frePPLe reports is something that we also have on our roadmap. We haven't started on that yet. Another area then is the KPI reporting, so that management type of dashboards become more interesting and more appealing in frePPLe. That links also then with the previous point of the actuals and the plan history. Another area that we want to work on, continue working on, is the user onboarding. People are signing up for the free trials, giving them a good first experience when they start looking at frePPLe. And last point of this list here is you. So we're always listening to feedback, any issues that you face, any ideas that you have. We're very small and very agile, and we're very reactive to all the feedback that you provide us. So these are the slides that I had prepared for the presentation here. I'll move now to the demo. So this is on my local instance that I have installed a new version. On the home screen, the first thing that you will see is the free trial users get this kind of get started pop-up banner, so that they can have quick information on how they can easily get started. On the demo server, you can go into more detail and explore these kind of capabilities a bit further. I'm not going to dive in this call. I'm not going to dive into these quick start and these get started methods. The next thing that you will see here in the new release is you have in the upper right corner, things have changed a bit. Now you have like an inbox icon here. And you also, the user icon has been changed. So now one of the things that you can do now is you can upload a picture, an avatar, so that people can identify you and in your comments. To describe the notification feature, I'll go here is my inbox. So to show you this complete workflow, let's for instance imagine I have a sales order. I dive into one of the specific sales order. All of if you are in the screen where you're seeing one entity at a time, you will have now this follow button here. If you if you follow this object, then whenever somebody changes this object, you will get a notification in your inbox. So for instance, if I change the quantity of the sales order to 888, I save it, you see that the number of messages in my inbox is now changed. And I have here the list of messages, so I see who has been changing this object. In this case, it's not very exciting. I'm seeing my own changes, but of course you can imagine that this inbox is a way to communicate within your team, so that planners can follow each other's activities, and that they can also use this to share information. So then also, like, you can comment on this. You can create messages here. And as part of the comments that you leave here, you can now also attach create attachments that are then visible to everybody here. So now, since I'm added here this comment, I get an additional message here in my inbox. So it's a communication tool for people within the company. In the inbox here, the notification here is just with this icon and this screen. And you can also do this with an email. So if I make it a notification by email, it changes the type of my following from online to email. If I now make another change to the demand, I will get an email. So here is my inbox. Let me refresh that. So we have a new email where I see the comment that has been added, and I also have a link in this email, so that when somebody receives this email, if he clicks on this button, then he will be redirected to the login screen, and he can directly see the object that has been updated here. So since I already had it, I already have a screen open and a session open, I'm going directly there. So this is quickly the notification capabilities that have been changed. We still have plenty of ideas of how to improve on this. So this is one area. Another area that I wanted to show you is then the Kanban and the calendar views. So, for instance, if I go to a certain report, a resource report here, I go to my one of my resources here is Philippe. I go to his plan detail report. So the screen that we're used to is this list view. So this grid view where you see a list of all the tasks that this resource that are planned on this resource. This is what we had in the previous releases, and now we have 2 new buttons here. The next button is to go to the Kanban view, where you see this the tasks here now laid out by different in columns. And I have a card for every manufacturing order that is planned on this resource. The color is currently reflecting the inventory status. So it's reflecting whether the manufacturing order is on time or late compared to the replenishment status. You can drag and drop cards from one of. So if I want to move a manufacturing order from the status proposed to approved or confirmed, I can just drag and drop the card to the other column, and then click on the save button to store it. You can also hide columns. If I'm not interested to see the closed ones, I can just hide that column. And we can also rearrange the columns. With the status, it's not very interesting, but if you want, you can always kind of rearrange the columns. In next release, what we're also planning then to add is that the columns would not only be the different statuses, but that, for instance, you can have different resources as columns, and then you can drag manufacturing orders from one column to the other one to move them to alternate production lines. Or if you have this view is available for here we're seeing it for manufacturing orders, but the same view is also available for purchase orders, and then you could have the suppliers as different categories, as the separate columns, and then you can move cards from one supplier to the other one. So this is the Kanban view. The cards, the layout of the cards. I'm pretty sure that all of you who are watching here have your own wish list and your own ideas of how that card should be formatted. Right now we just have a simple generic layout, but it is made and designed to be customizable so that we can easily kind of customize the cards and the color and the way that we show these cards for specific implementations. So some people will want different colors based on the product type or the setup of the resource that is needed. Some customers will want to see the product descriptions because the products are just the name is just a number, but it doesn't mean anything, and they want to see the descriptions. So there will be many variations that are possible on this kind of layout of the cards. So we have designed everything to make this customizable, but it requires a bit of programming. It's a bit of in a small customization app that we can customize these cards. So this is the Kanban view. Another view is then the calendar view, where you see the cards laid out in a calendar. So here we see that this is a monthly calendar, where we see the jobs by per day in the month. we see here which are the manufacturing orders that this resource, Philippe, will be working on. And you can just move from one bucket to the other very easily and very intuitive. There's also, this is the monthly view. I can move to a week view where I see the jobs laid out. Now I see the hours and I see day by day what the resource is working on. And there's also a day view to see the more granular information within the day. So the idea is that this kind of Kanban views and the calendar views are much more visual and much more intuitive to work with than the grid view that we have here. The grid view will stay if you want to work with bulk data. And if you want to make mass changes to data and export data and so on, the grid view is still useful. But to share this plan information with operators or other people in the company, we believe that these Kanban views and these calendar views will be used more often than the grid view. Okay, and other. So this is where we are at with the Kanban views and the calendar views. Another topic that I wanted to show you is the reporting capabilities. With earlier 6.8 and 6.9, I think we already did some a part of this development. So they're not really strictly new for 6.10. I'm just going to show them anyway here. So first reporting capability is this custom reports. So if you create, go to my reports, you can add here your new custom report. And a custom report is just an SQL query that you can create. I'm just going to do a very simple one here. Share it with other users. And if you save it here, now it is shown in the list here in the menus, just like any other report. And you can sort, filter, you can create favorites, you can export it to as an Excel file. So in the user interface, it behaves exactly like all the other reports that we have. And you can, if you want to change it, you can customize it again or update your query. And also like customizing the screen is also possible so that you can hide some of the fields that you don't want to see here. So it really behaves as any other screen in frePPLe in the user interface. The reports you can also email. So we added the capability to kind of email if you first export some plan results, you can have here they have the capability to email these reports to some users. And with the integrated the task scheduler, here we can generate automated schedules, so they can make sure that a certain task is run on a specific basis, on a regular basis, on every Sunday or every Monday. So you can create, you can completely automate the generation and the emailing of this report. Another feature that we added for the reporting capabilities is about what we call a data source URL. Up to now, you could export your data into an Excel spreadsheet, and then you do copy pasting with that Excel. We added here now the capability of what we call here data source URL. So I have here a certain URL, and Excel can directly pick up data from this URL and put it in Excel. So I'm going to show it. I'll copy it here, this URL. I'm opening an Excel spreadsheet. So this is using then Power Query. I'm selecting here from the web. Here I'm pasting the URL that I copied from the application. I click on OK. And now Excel has connected to frePPLe and has directly imported that data in Excel here. So the cool thing now is that imagine that I change here one of my other demands, data in frePPLe changes. So demand 2 and demand 3 have changed. So now, so here I still have the old data. So now I can do here refresh. And now Excel will connect again to frePPLe and pull in the latest set of data. So with this capability, you no longer need to kind of copy paste data from export from frePPLe into an Excel sheet, and then copy paste and then reformat. But you can directly let Excel pull the data from frePPLe. So this makes it easier to integrate your data live in your Excel in your Excels that you already have. Okay, so these are the main. So looking back at my presentation here. So these are the different areas that I wanted to go over and share with you on the things that we have. What is new? What we have developed new. Do we have the rest of the call here is then open for questions and any feedback that you have on what we have shown here. Okay, I see there is a question coming in.
Yeah, there's a question from John on whether...
One question is about the data source URL, whether it works with Google Sheets. Google Sheets has a similar feature, but it doesn't work as well as with Power Query in Excel. So we've tried to use it, but it's less usable in Google Sheets.
Actually, Johan, just to give more information, it's also a problem of authentication. Google Sheets does not allow authentication, like a regular authentication with your login and password. So we cannot actually use the Google Sheet currently for this feature. It's only Excel.
Okay, thanks. I was just curious on that.
All right. Other questions? Okay. So yeah, if there's no more questions, then I can think we can start wrapping up the call here. So going forward, we plan to have more regular calls like this to keep you up to date on roadmap and new features. And of course, we're always listening to. You don't need to wait for this kind of webinars to provide us feedback on your frePPLe usage and any issues that you will face or any ideas that you have on how to improve it. Okay.
Hey, Johan, just some feedback. The Kanban views look great. That's a really big improvement, I think.
Personally, I'm also convinced that they're a very great new feature. It's very visual, very intuitive. Yep. And I really have big expectation that it will, together with like the notifications. So like if people are dragging a card, because that changes the object, that will send an email to all the people, to all the followers of that card, of that card. So it enables really a whole bunch of new user workflows and new capabilities that we didn't have before.
Yeah, and then I think, with the Excel, you're meeting people where they're at, right? Where they live currently, which I think is great. And it's the execution side where Excel is the problem. And you've got, between the Kanban and the collaboration, I think it's a really good onboard, right, upsize experience now for somebody to convince them to leave their spreadsheets, which is the challenge that, right?
Yes. We still see that quite a bit of people are still using Excel spreadsheets in parallel with frePPLe, and that's the kind of thing that we want to kind of reduce. We want to provide more capabilities and more features integrated in the application, such that people don't need these Excels on the side. And this also then increases the value that frePPLe as a whole can provide to our users.
Yep.
All right, so this is just step one in the road. So there's many more to follow. And yeah, we're looking forward to continue this road. All right. If there's no more questions here, then I think we can wrap up. Thank you all for attending, and looking forward to see you on one of the following calls then.
Thanks, Johan.
Thank you.
All right.
Good job. Looks awesome.
Bye.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Bye bye, John.
Yep.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.